Staying hydrated is more than just drinking water. It's the key to healthy aging.
You know, as we age, our body's hydration needs change. And that calls for more than just the usual 8 glasses of water.
You know, neglecting these needs can accelerate aging, diminish your quality of life, and something no one should try to risk.
This video is going to be amazing because everyone knows about drinking water. We're going to show you how to skirt around that by intaking some other stuff that brings you water too, because you're
Intaking some other stuff?
Yeah, other foods
Yes.
that bring water into your
Yes.
body, which you need right away, so that as we age, we're healthier and more better. If you're new here, I'm Mark, and this is my wife, Jody.
We don't focus on the financial aspects of retirement, but rather lifestyle, health, relationships, and more.
And we try to make it fun. If you like this video and you like listening to us, please hit the subscribe button and the notification button. And it'll be really helpful, and we'd be grateful if you could share these videos with other people you care about who are in this stage of life as well.
So our goal today is to give you some insight on ways for you to live a longer and healthier life. And the reason this really resonates with us right now is because I remember my mom saying, "Stop telling me to drink water. I don't like water." Did your mom ever say that as she aged?
My mother loved water.
She did?
Yeah, but I never drank water.
Huh.
My dad didn't drink water, he drank vodka. He put water in it, but he drank vodka.
No, but my mom needed, especially with her pancreatic cancer, she needed to drink water, but she just didn't like it. So we had to find other ways to hydrate her, and I remember that. So doing the research on this brought back a lot of memories for me.
Yeah, and I know, I guess I'm joking. We're shooting a lot of video today, and I'm in a goofy mood, and I'm joking around, but this is really important.
It is.
I mean, I have to drink half my body weight. I have to drink 80 ounces of water a day. So these are 20. So I think these are 18 or 20 ounces. So I need to drink 4 or 5 of these a day. That is a lot of water.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't always get to it. So,
But the key is you can get hydrated through other
right.
foods and other drinks even, that
Yeah.
aren't caffeinated and otherwise.
So the first non-water, we're going to call these non-water items?
Foods.
Foods that help hydrate you besides water.
Right.
How about that?
The first one would be any herbal teas. They are a hydration powerhouse, especially the caffeine-free options. There's a variety of flavors, a lot of health benefits. Herbal teas are typically easy to digest. They help you sleep, or they can help you sleep, and it's easy to incorporate in your daily routine. So if you think, and every night I always grab a cup of sleepy time tea before I go to bed. Not a great idea as you age to hydrate that late in the evening, because then I always have to get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom. But it is a great way to add more hydration.
Okay, so I'm having a moment here.
Okay.
Because I love my morning coffee.
That's not a hydrator.
I understand that.
Okay.
I have 2 cups of water, and it's not a hydrator. It's a dehydrator? What is the word?
The coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah, coffee dehydrates you.
Dehydrate you. So, and I've talked and committed to doing teas on occasion. I'm now going to have a mid-afternoon tea.
Good. We have plenty of tea in the house.
I'm going to have a mid-afternoon tea. I'm not going to have one at night because that's just not good for me. But I'm going to have a mid-afternoon tea, and I'm actually going to enjoy it.
Good.
I know I'm going to enjoy it. And again, a little bit of mindset. I don't really like tea, but I always like to take a little break in the afternoon. I used to have a coffee, and I can't.
Do you remember on Ted Lasso, every time she would make him a cup of tea, he would
gosh.
spit it out?
I know, it's
He
funny.
hated it.
All
So
right.
let's talk about the role of fruits and vegetables and how they play in your
Juices.
hydration.
Fruit
And vegetable juices.
Juices.
Yep. How they play.
I guess fruit by itself is,
Yeah.
but juices. You are the best juicer I've ever met.
I love to juice. I
And
do
we
love
have
to
a
juice.
juicer. Mm-hmm. We'll put the link to our juicer. We have a site on Amazon where we highlight some of the stuff that we bought on Amazon. You can go to your local store, but the juicer that you have is amazing.
I do
And
love to juice.
you do a really good job, particularly when there's more than 2 of us here. Like the kids are coming for this Thanksgiving week. Do we have a juicer here?
No, we only have it in Connecticut.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
Well-
but I do a myriad of juicing. So I do cucumber, celery, ginger, lemon, a green apple, and a little bit of cayenne pepper.
It's
and
really
I juice
good.
that all together, and I make a bunch of bottles of it. And then in the morning, I always offer that to the kids as their juice, as opposed to, a bottle of orange juice or whatever else
Well,
you
yeah, that's
might
full
have.
of sugar. Homemade is, I think, the best to go.
Absolutely.
But there is store-bought. I
Right.
mean, there is
and there are some organic store
there's some organic store-bought vegetable juices, fruit juices. But I think fresh really is the best way to go. And you go to these stores now. What is the one that's just opening up? IKEA or Akai? Is that juices or is that?
No, that's a bowl.
A bowl,
Yeah, the
yeah.
naughty bowls. Yeah.
But a lot of stores now have juices, which is great.
Absolutely.
All right. So plain water, people don't like plain water. Infusing water with natural flavors.
Yeah.
That makes drinking water a little more enjoyable.
Our girls,
Lemons,
our
limes.
girls do that a lot. I always buy a whole bunch of lemons because they like to slice up lemon and put it in their water. Sometimes limes. Sometimes they'll do an orange or something, just so that you're making the water and that hydration enjoyable.
Who was the person we had on our YouTube channel? We need to get her on again.
Kristen Cofield?
Kristen Cofield. Mm-hmm. Follow Kristen Cofield. I guess that's her name on YouTube. She's all about water. As a matter of fact, she rebranded herself. Lemons is her thing. Lemon water.
Yeah, she
And
loves
every time I get up in the morning, the first thing I do have is 12 ounces of water, but I don't use flavors. She encourages lemons, and I really need to do that because it does give it kind of a fun, lighter, cleaner taste.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's a good way to go to kind of spruce up your water. I love this. Broths and soups. I make the best chicken soup. Well, in my mind.
You do.
It's
you
good
do.
chicken
Make very
soup.
good chicken soup.
But even just broths. We both love a nice warm broth just to, it's warm, it hydrates you, it makes you feel good inside. There's a lot of nutritional value.
You do have to watch the salt. So in a lot of broths and soups, you have to watch the salt because obviously salt is a dehydrator.
Well,
Right.
homemade, you can control that.
Homemade broths and soups, you can control that.
Yeah,
So.
sometimes when you get a broth or a soup from a restaurant, it tastes like really good. That's because it's full of salt.
Yeah, that's
so
exactly right.
you do have to be careful.
But I think this category shows us that you can hydrate yourself through warm foods because we are coming into the winter months. So
Right.
that's a good way to do it.
What about dairy and non-dairy alternatives?
So
Because I'm not good with this.
I know, but there are hydration benefits of milk and milk alternatives, right? And almond and soy and oat, and ways to incorporate them into your diet so that you also get calcium and vitamin D rich sources. And probably the best way to incorporate them in is put a cup in when you're making a smoothie or a shake.
Yeah.
And that would give you good hydration. You have the chance to put in some fruits, maybe even some leafy greens, and make something that's really beneficial.
I try to do a daily protein shake. So it's frozen, it's water, 8 ounces of water, a cup of frozen berries, a
Ice.
scoop of my protein, no ice,
Oh, you don't do ice in yours?
frozen berries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I always put ice in mine.
8 ounces of water, 8 to 10 ounces of water, cup of berries, a scoop of my protein, put it on the blender, and I drink it. And I
Right.
get the extra protein that I need during the day, and I get hydrated. So
This is the next one is a big one that I use is electrolyte solutions or sports drinks. I don't drink as many sports drinks because I worry a little bit about the sugars, so I always have to watch that. But balancing my electrolytes in my body, especially after a 90-minute hot yoga class, is really important because just drinking the water is not replenishing the electrolytes.
Right.
So, you can use, various different types of powder solution, put them in a water bottle and drink them and really help with electrolyte
what are some good
productions.
sports drinks? I mean,
Well, Gatorade would be a sports drink, but
doesn't
you have
that
to watch
sugar?
the sugars. And they do have light,
what is that other, because I like, when I was golfing this past weekend with the boys, I bought something called Zero. Is that zero
Gatorade Zero.
calories or zero sugar?
That's
Or
a
both?
zero sugar, but it does have the sweetener in it,
Yeah.
right? So, or you can
But
even
that
get
has electrolytes.
yeah, or you can get the water, right? The smart water, the core power waters. You can buy waters with electrolytes in it, or you can use some of the electrolyte ads. Liquid IV, for example, is an electrolyte
What is that?
ad. That's a powder that goes into your water bottle to provide more like electrolytes if you happen to sweat a lot.
So
like after hot yoga, I need a liquid IV.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have tea once a day.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure I have my shake my protein shake
that
once
adds
a
some more
day.
hydration.
And I'm going to add, we're going to get Kristen Cofield back on our channel again.
That would be great because we haven't talked about things like lettuce and cucumbers and tomatoes and a lot of vegetables that have the water base to them.
She's
Watermelon, for
She's,
example.
I don't know if she would appreciate this or I got it wrong, but she's kind of like the queen of hydration. She really is all about hydrating your body, which cleans, the benefits to this is really to clean out the waste. Your body needs to have a lot of fluids come in to clean out the waste. I think this list was really good and certainly helpful.
And we want you to start incorporating these hydration methods into your daily routine. And remember, proper hydration is crucial for your health, especially as you age.
So it just so happens this next video is called Drink More, the importance of staying hydrated as you age. And it's all about water.
Right.
How much, how often, and it's a really good complement to this video. So watch this one next.